hang dangling the mic tonight. Hi, everyone.
I got a guy, Clint, that I need to connect you with. He's going to help us get all this a lot more dialed.
Ooh. Hear that? A lot more dialed, everybody. That's what we're about to be.
He's just looking for me to give him pictures right now. I took pictures on Tuesday, and then I still haven't sent them to him. Sorry if you're watching. I've just been so busy. Oh, look, there's a pop-off plug sitting right there.
I know. I was looking at it last time. That was a little baby face over here in the corner.
Number 34.
That's my favorite number.
All right. And we're starting the bids out at $1,555.
$25, $25, right here, 50, but
yeah, you're better at it than me.
I've been to an auction or two in my day.
Largest super chat takes home the pop-off plug, number 34. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do it because we can't do that. It's against the
You shouldn't have said it. Somebody's going to do it.
Boom, $500 super chat. All right, guys. Sorry we're a little bit late. We were actually recording a podcast. We got a podcast recorded for you.
Well, Saskatoon in the house.
We got a podcast. You guys know the drills. Make sure you guys comment below. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Like the videos, please. Thumbs up the videos if you can. And then share it out here. If you're on Facebook, share it into some Facebook groups. Share it to family, friends, whoever. And if you're on YouTube, maybe just grab the link, text message to some buddies. We're going to just talk a little smorgasbord stuff tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of sturgeon, talk a little bit of salmon.
Let's continue being scatterbrained.
Yeah, just like we were with the podcast.
People, I think most people love it because most outdoorsmen, and especially we just talked about it a minute ago, in the spring and the fall, and even in the summer sometimes, but mostly spring and fall, like those pivotal moments, you get such bad anxiety in your brains in so many places because there's so much to do. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight is how our brains are insane.
And we're going to start it off with who wants a giveaway of the Short Bus All Mirror 360 flasher. Look at this freaking thing, dude.
Grab that side cam.
Side cam. I'm like freaked out how well I can see myself in this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to start taking it as a travel mirror.
It's creepy.
Look.
It's creepy.
Hey, everyone. Is it working?
Yeah. Anyway, who wants an opportunity to win one of these? We're going to get the first giveaway that we're going to do tonight is this flasher, but you got to do a couple things for me. You got to thumbs up the video to be entered to win this flasher. You got to hit the thumbs up on the video. You got to share it. You got to grab a link, text message to a buddy, share it on Facebook, however you like to share things, and then just drop a comment below and let us know where you're tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? You in Michigan? You in California? You in Puerto Rico? You in Australia?
In Canada?
In Canada? Drop a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. These new flashers from Short Bus are absolutely amazing. I think these are available at a few different select retailers. He didn't get very many in on the first round, so I think like Ridgefield has them. I think Fisherman's may have them. Let me actually try to pull up JT's post.
They're gone already. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, right?
They're gone.
Our website.
They may be gone, but we have
don't be discouraged.
We have 200 of these available right now on addicted.fishing. So if you guys want to get these flashers, you can purchase them on our website right now. They're available to buy. The Short Bus, all chrome, mirror chrome, 360 flashers. And let's see, if you don't want to buy them from us, they are at England Marine, Fisherman's Marine, Bob's Sporting Goods, Finn's Custom Tackle and Cafe, Fishfield, and Oregon Rod, Reel, and Tackle. Those are all the places that you can get these flashers if they're not sold out yet. But, I mean, let's be honest. You should just go over to our website.
Look at Robert's post.
What's he say? I want one of those shiny fuckers. Love it, dude. Love it. All right, guys. Again, these are going to... So one of the things that's like... I don't know if you guys have seen over the last few years, but like all these flashers work. It's a lot of it's based off the action, right? Mm-hmm. But one thing that I've noticed as I've been out on the Columbia and fished a lot more and more, if you look at all the guides boats, if you just go out there and just look at what a lot of the guides are fishing, they're all fishing chrome. Chrome in some fashion. A lot of them may have like a strip of color or something on it, but the common theme is chrome. As much flash as you can get out there in the water is going to help you catch more fish. And so that's why JT went with this. Just literally, this is a chrome dipping process. So they actually dip this thing down in there. The thing is completely chromed out. It's gonna. I don't think there's another flasher out there that's gonna get you this amount of flash in the water. What a lot of the guides were doing that I saw in years past is they were actually wrapping their flashers. They would just take a clear blade, then they would take chrome tape and kind of wrap every single angle of the flasher. It doesn't work as good as what these do. So shout out to JT, shout out to our sponsor, Short Bus Flashers. And if you guys want an opportunity to get these before they're going to be sold out, because I'm sure they're going to be really hard to get. We all know they are. Even the mirror ones that are clear have been hard to get some years. So available on our website and available at all those local retailers if you guys want to get them. Shout out to all those local retailers. Support local. Go buy these flashers. Support JT.
A mirror down there wouldn't get you as much flash.
Catch more fish. I wonder if the salmon are going to be scared of this thing, dude. They're going to be like coming up to
another salmon.
Dude, they're going to be trying to fight the flasher probably.
Yep, we're going to have to put hooks on it.
Just hang trebles off the...
I've seen it.
All right, guys. So a bunch of you guys were commenting in. We already got almost 400 people watching, which is absolutely amazing. Keep sharing this out there if you can. If you're just now tuning in, if you want an opportunity to win this mirror chrome flasher, which is going to come compliments of Marlin's fingerprints all over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should never mind.
Should we wipe them off before we send it?
No.
You want to kiss it?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, just big old lip marks on there.
If you guys want an opportunity to win this flasher, just share the feed out there if you can. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 all those random places where you like to share things. Thumbs up the video, or we're not picking you. And then drop a comment below and let us know where you're tuning in from. Or just comment, because at the end of the day, guys, we have a randomizer that just randomly picks from the comments when we're doing these giveaways. So the more you interact, the more you comment, the more you like, the better chance you have of winning something.
I think we should kiss it.
Go ahead.
You know, just for good luck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? Let's see how it turns out. I'm going to wet him up. Oh, dude, that's sexy. Look at that.
His lips are right in the center of it.
Yeah.
Go to side cam.
Side cam. Look at those juicy bastards. There we go. Okay, that one's yours.
Oh, man, it's worth a lot more money now. You might as well just hang this thing on the wall. I'm going to put it back in the bag before the lips get ruined. We got to let them dry. Got to let them dry correctly. And, dude, shout out to JT with this new packaging. Because good job, dude. This new packaging is fire. This looks so good on the shelf, buddy. Proud of you for this one. I don't know who helped you design this or who did it for you, but it turned out really good. I like the reflective.
Oh, I like being able to see both sides.
Yeah, looks really good.
I have bought a short bus flasher before, and it was not the one I thought it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Back was
but not reading them.
It's 'cause you're
I'm colorblind too. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why.
What color is this? Do you know?
It's a mirror.
No, the bag.
Oh, red.
Nope, it's orange.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
Mystery solved.
All right, Clint, let's pick the winner. Let's pick the winner. And guys, if you guys don't win this flasher, don't worry. We got some other giveaways that we'll cook up before the night's over.
Ooh,
and here we have it.
that.
Barry Tibbetts. Barry Tibbetts in Medford, Oregon.
Right on. Medford's a great place.
Mr. Barry, you won yourself a Short Bus 360 mirror chrome flasher. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing right there at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know that you won the Short Bus mirror flasher, and we'll get it shipped out to you. Congrats, Barry. And to all you addicts out there sharing on this and commenting every single week, hanging out with us, we appreciate you. It's been a lot of fun doing these live feeds over the last how many ever years we've been doing them. And
A long time.
Long time. It's been a lot of fun. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you guys are continuing to learn and have fun with us.
I think the lip prints might hurt the action.
All right, so first question I have for all you addicts is, who's been out fishing? Who's been out fishing, and what have you been fishing for? I'm just curious. Have you been out trout fishing, salmon fishing, bass fishing, out in the ocean? There's been some good halibut fishing people have been doing, I think, and some good inshore lingcod. Some really good, just tons of opportunities, like you said, literally fishing anxiety right now.
Yep, that's the truth.
So let's see what everyone... Oh, and clams is another thing that's been going on. There's been all sorts of clam openers. We got to get and do another...
Sounds yummy.
We got to do a clam video.
I'm hungry
again.
right now.
Got to do a freaking another beach camp. Might be time to do the 48 bus.
Yep. It's probably not available.
Probably not. Halibut, lings, and trout, springers, and the springers, small lake.
The trout are just getting stocked everywhere. You and I were just talking about this the other day.
The
You need your local
salmon are
lakes.
the salmon are calling Jared.
Ooh, I don't blame him.
They are. Did the Drano 500 yesterday. Stressful. Yep, it is stressful. It's horrible up there, but it can be fun. Not gonna lie. Trout, salmon, and ling cod. Been working. Yep, all of us have been working, dude. I got out for the first time this morning and did some springer fishing in a long time, and it felt real good. Felt real good. Sea bass and lings, plunking the Columbia, nice.
So I asked somebody, said, what are the salmon seasons?
Oh, coconut.
Sturgeon and salmon seasons in the
Yeah,
spring.
we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that. So if you guys have questions, so again, I'm going to say the disclaimer out the gate. Make sure you check your local regs, check your rules, check all that stuff, because we're not the regs, we're not the Bible on it. So make sure you check your regs. But I am going to pull it up and see what the opener was here. So give me a second here. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we actually, WDFW and Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife did some short salmon openers, and then there's also sturgeon season happening. So let's pull it up here and see what's going on. Okay, so for the salmon seasons, we got Thursday, May 12th, so tomorrow, through Sunday, May 22nd, and then Saturday, June 4th, through Wednesday, June 15th. And this is Tongue Point upstream to Beacon Rock, plus bank angling only from Beacon Rock upstream to Bonneville Dam. I'm not going to read all these rules. You guys can go find them yourself. There's too many. They make it so complicated. I hate it. It's so annoying.
It's even hard to read.
Yeah, it's like literally hard to even read. But regardless, they're giving us a season in the Columbia River from May 12th to May 22nd, and then from June 4th to June 15th. So that's freaking cool. So if you guys want to get out, have some opportunity, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about some 360 fishing, talk a little bit about salmon fishing, but it's good. We're getting another opener. I love it.
Yes. Of the tasty fish, too.
It's going to be
For
good.
those of you that like to take a fish home, and there's a lot of fishing you can go and do that you don't have to take them home as well, but it's really nice to get to put some of these on the barbecue. That's for darn sure.
Yep.
So I'm definitely in support of that. Respecting the fish.
Yep. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be good fishing. I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be good fishing for sure. Like, the salmon fishing on this opener is going to be good. So I'm going to be out there as much as I can, for sure. Try to stack them. Stack them in the freezer.
Us and hundreds of our friends.
Yep, hundreds of our friends. But it ain't going to matter. It's going to be a big old party.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a big old party. And then for the sturgeon season, guys, it is Wednesdays. It's only on Wednesdays and only on Saturdays, May 11th through June 4th. So Wednesdays and Saturdays, May 11th through June 4th. It's the Wana power lines downstream to Buoy 10, including Youngs Bay, and all adjacent Washington tributaries, which is something that people should pay attention to. All adjacent Washington tributaries. So what happens a lot this time of year, guys, is people tend to struggle to catch sturgeon because of water temperatures. Really, really cold in the Columbia this time of year, so it can get tougher to find them and tougher to catch them. And so look at those Washington tributaries. If there's any Washington tributaries in there that are potentially warmer, you might want to try focusing there. But don't be the guy.
One of your favorite spots should fish.
I didn't tell you that.
Rewind. That's exciting, though. I just saw somebody say, can you do a giveaway for those sturgeon burgers? But I can't wait to make you that sturgeon burger.
It looked so
It was
freaking
phenomenal.
good.
The texture of sturgeon. Now, I haven't had the privilege of eating a lot of sturgeon growing up. And ever since you and I did those couple of videos
It's a good idea,
last
Little
year.
Wig.
Was it?
Make a map of the Columbia River waterproof.
Ooh.
Good idea. Showing like fishing boundaries and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. I like it, Little Wig.
Anyways.
Temp was 53 today. Well, 53 is actually not that cold. I mean, did you see any fishing out there? I mean, did anyone go out today for the sturgeon opener? Did anyone have any success? Because all I heard was doom and gloom from a lot of people. I heard that it was tough, not many fish getting caught. Oh, Hunt Fish Pacific Northwest is mad that Daniel Hucks. What's going on? Fish?
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
confused
know.
too.
You might have said something.
I thought he was getting mad. People were telling him things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Clip. It don't matter. It's really good, guys. It was tough out there. Flashers ordered. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, Brad. Yeah, those flashers work good up in all those Puget Sound fisheries, too.
I think any fishery there's.
I went 0 fish checked at East Maureen Basin. Now, take that with a grain of salt because you never know who's trying to keep you away from the area and doesn't want you down there, but take it for what it's worth. I heard similar reports.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that it was like no fish getting caught.
I didn't see any pictures on Facebook.
Yeah. And this is what typically happens, guys. And so what a lot of the sturgeon are either in the ocean or they're up in the warmer tributaries, whether it be the Willamette or whether it be any of the other tributaries that potentially may be warmer for those fish. So they'll spend their winters in those areas, and then as the main Columbia starts to warm up, as bait starts to flood in and out of the estuary, anchovies, whatever else those sturgeon like to eat, a lot of those sturgeon will then start to migrate down to the estuary. So typically with these sturgeon openers, you're better off, like if you only fish a few days and you can only take like one day off for work, you're better off fishing later in the season in those June fisheries versus these early May fisheries, is what I've found in my previous years trying to go out there and catch them.
Yeah.
Cam is not here today because he was on a vacation with his wife. He took some wifey time and went on a little vacation with his wife, but he'll be back next week. And I think he's back in town. He's going to be doing salmon and sturgeon trips. I think he's probably sturgeon fishing Saturday, I would bet. But I bet he's going to try to talk his clients out of it now that salmon's open.
A little bit quicker day.
Yeah, a little bit less of a drive.
I'd rather, no. It's all about time. It's all about time management. And I think catching a sturgeon should be saved for June. So that's when it was a little more fun.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to eat one again. But I try to always finish my fish in the freezer before I go catch one again. So we're going to have sturgeon burgers.
I'm excited. Yeah, Cam does do ling trips, Little Wig. So if you want to get out and do some lings, hit up Cam, gonecatching.com or whatever his website is. I have no idea. Type in Gone Catching on Google. You'll find him.
Recommended Okuma rod for sturgeon.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk some sturgeon stuff tonight. I actually brought a rod in that I'm going to show you guys. Should we just jump right into it
Let's
now?
jump right into it.
Let's do it.
We're just scatterbraining.
Let's do it. Let's jump right into it. So, the cool thing about sturgeon, guys, and one of the reasons I love sturgeon fishing so much, is it's very simple. There's not a lot to it. It's pretty easy to do, and you don't need a lot of experience. The hardest part about sturgeon fishing is finding the sturgeon.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love these Okuma Cedros, and Cam put me onto these rods. I'm not the one who discovered them, but these are a 6'6", 30 to 65 pound test. These are Okuma Cedros. I think you can get them at Bob's Sporting Goods. There's a bunch of different places you can get them.
There you go. There we go.
So there's your, hold on there a little longer so people can actually get a good look at it. These are the same sturgeon rod that Cam uses. I know other couple guides that use these. The cool things about these rods, you can go back to this Cam clip. The cool thing about these Cedros rods is they can double as also bottom fishing rods. So these work really good for ling and sea bass as well as sturgeon. And really anything that's like a big fish that you need a shorter rod but more power to get the fish off the bottom and tug them in.
My favorite part about it is the not 6 foot butt.
Yeah, yeah.
Every other good sturgeon rod you've ever fished with growing up, if you've ever gotten to do it, or bottom fishing, has a butt end this long, and it sticks in your gut or in your side, and you have to find a good spot for it. These things are nice. They already have that cushion on the back. You put it in the hip, and you go to fighting them.
Well, and I found
the keeper-sized sturgeon fights hard.
Yeah.
If you're going oversized fishing, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But normally you're doing that with a guide or somebody that's done it before and they have the equipment.
But honestly,
that's a good rod to start with.
Still, if you're even going for the bigger ones, even back when I was doing that a lot, Shorter is always better. So I would stay in that 6.5 to 7 foot range, but just give yourself more power if you're trying to get those bigger ones. But I will say, like last year, we landed a 9-footer, 2 7s, and an 8-footer on these rods with ease. It was super easy. You can see with the first state fishing when he came out with Cam, we were using these exact same rods, and he caught like a 7, 8-footer on these Cedruses. These are amazing. Again, Okuma makes these. The other cool thing about them, shout out to our sponsor Okuma, is they're cheap. Like, these are really, really affordable. You can get these at Bob's, and I don't remember how much they were, but I remember I went and bought 4 of them, and they were pretty.
I want to say they're around $100.
Yeah, I remember it being cheap.
$89.99 or something like that. I remember you taking the stickers off of them in the boat.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a damn good affordable rod.
And then for the reels, guys, you're gonna want something that's a little bit bigger. You can go to side cam again, Clint. So I like these bigger.
You could. This could be a 360 rod almost.
Yeah, it's got the perfect action. I like these bigger cold waters. I call them the round cold water. I like these. They work really well. You can put enough line on there that you need. They're okay for durability. I would say they're not the most durable reel. If you want, you could spend and get up into the there's reels companies that make these reels that are $300, $350, right? You don't need that. I stick with these. They work well. Used them for years. Don't have any issues. I'm using, and this is something that we started doing the last couple years, 80-pound Enforcer Addicted Braid. This stuff works amazing for sturgeon, amazing for bottom fish. Cameron's been using it for the last 2 or 3 years. You can get it bulk spooled at Bob's Sporting Goods. They'll put it right on your reels for you. 80-pound Okuma, or 80-pound Addicted Enforcer on the reel. I know some guys are using bigger. I know some guys are using like 120-pound. What pound test do you use, Clint, for sturgeon?
I use the same reel, so I think I have 65 or whatever.
65. Yeah, and even 65 works, but I like the 80. I mean, you even saw last year we broke one on 80 last year.
On a hook set.
Yeah. So
we're pretty sure we got it on a scoot though.
Yeah,
it was weird. It was a weird cut.
it broke instantly.
Yes.
And it was like cut.
Yes. Knocked my hat off.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So
The sturgeon pushed me over.
that's rod and reel. Again, if you don't like Okuma, it doesn't really matter. We love Okuma. That we're sponsored by them. But just look for something that's in the 6 to 7 foot range, 30 to 65 pounds, somewhere in that action, and you should be able to match the same rod and fish. I know Ugly Stick has some, like some tiger rods, or there's a bunch of different ones you can buy, but I highly recommend it.
I haven't seen too many that are quite as low profile as that one. That weren't
No,
specifically made for
it's
saltwater.
super light, and the thing is, like Jordan said, I love them because when you're holding your reel, you guys can see right here, this rests perfectly down your forearm, gives you lots of good
And easy to cast.
pull. Yeah.
Easy to cast, probably the biggest thing, because a ton of sturgeon fishermen out there go from the bank.
Yep,
So
there you go.
these actually fish pretty darn well from
So
the bank.
Kyle right there says, I run 120 for the scoots because once the fish gets rolling, and that's exactly what we think happened to Jordan's fish last year was the fish must have grabbed
We
the
really
thing.
let him bite it.
Yeah.
Like we let him bite on it forever, so he must have been like moving around with it.
Yep. And as soon as he set the hook, the scoot just instantly cut it. So you can go to 120, and that might help.
But we don't make it 120. Do we?
We don't make 120 in Addicted. But I mean, again, we broke one fish off out of hundreds last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, all right, let's talk about the setup now. Go to side cam here.
Comment below. Give us some thumbs up for these killer camera angles today, guys. Ew.
Thumbs down.
You can explain. Let's go.
Okay, so the slide weight, as you can see here, he starts with a bead here so that you're not reeling up your weight and stuff into your tip, and that's for having,
Here,
if you're
let me
just
hold the
getting
camera.
started.
You're moving it.
I'm talking too much. Yeah, I'm talking with my hands. But you have these beads. The bead above is like kind of a vet trick, honestly. Putting the bead above so it doesn't go through your guides. You don't mess up that ceramic on the inside of your guides. But having the slide weight is probably one of the most important parts of the setup, other than maybe the bead chain here. Because you want to be able to feel that bite, and you do not want the sturgeon to feel you. The sturgeon needs to be able to move that bait and suck on it and move away with it and roll it around, because a lot of times you'll find these fish don't just go straight to it with their mouth and suck up your bait. They nose it around, they move it back and forth, whatever you're using, herring, tuna, shrimp. I mean, there's a million different things you can use for bait, which we'll talk about. But having a slide weight is imperative. Throwing a bead below it, of course, works really good. And then the bead chain, because a lot of times with the heavier current and this lower river fishery is all tidal based. So your bait's going to be hitting on the ground and rolling around, especially if you're using herring or something that is not going to be perfectly flat and lay on the bottom. So having a good bead chain on there.
I also like the bead chain because I find that with these barbless hooks, when the fish roll, it allows them to kind of spin on the bead chain versus get leverage on the hook and pop it out.
Yeah, there's nothing more annoying than reeling up your sturgeon setup and seeing it's in a big ball of mess line, and you've been fishing it for 30 minutes. You know, 30 minutes you're never getting back.
Shout out to Heritage 4x4 for the super chat. He said his 4-tip is very sensitive on his Okuma. Appreciate it, Heritage 4x4. Thank you so much. And hey, we were gonna hit you up about those shelving units that you had, man. So I'll have Mike get a hold of you on those. We may have some need for those. We appreciate it, man. Thanks again for always supporting Addicted and super chatting us. We appreciate it.
And for the laugh, brother.
Yes.
So we have what size of dual lock is
I
that?
have no clue.
Giant dual lock,
We
everyone.
want big ones.
Huge one. Big one. It's size big.
Yeah, you
but-
want to use a big one because you don't want any chance of them bending it out.
Yes, and this
There's
is
no
a
point
nice
risking
thing.
it.
This is a nice thing that Marlon does. Is we pre-tie all these leaders. He just throws a little double overhand in the top of the leader rather than trying to tie that knot, especially if it's raining. When you go to tie a normal fisherman's knot or anything with this kind of spectra, it can be a pain in the butt, and you can't get it. I'm not going to say it for Heritage 4x4. You can't get it in there. Anyways, so you just throw it right over the dual lock. Close that up.
And what you can do is, so I think this is 100-pound Dacron. It's 100-pound Dacron leader. So you can either do this, tie your own leaders. I think that's a 5/0 hook. 5/0, just a 5/0 barbless Brad's hook, I think is what it is. I can't even remember, honestly.
We've experimented with a lot.
Yeah,
Mustad makes a couple really good hooks for him as well.
We're working on a Mustad one.
Yeah. But barbless, of course, barbless in all the different fisheries. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the Columbia, you're going to have to use barbless for sturgeon.
That's the nice thing about Brad's, too, though, is a lot of times they just have pre-tides. And I used to buy those for years, and they work great, but they're really hard to find nowadays, it seems like. You can go off side cam, Clint.
Okay. Now let's talk about the real deal.
The bait?
The meal deal.
The bait.
The real meal deal.
Okay, so as far as bait, guys, typically what you're going to find with sturgeon, and I always find the
What
dudes,
size of hook did you say?
5 or 6/0.
Okay.
I like 5 or 6/0 hooks is typically what I use. Again, I know there's some really good fishermen watching, so I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on what you like to use for Dacron, what you guys like to use for hook sizes, because a lot of times I'll go back and read the comments and then copy some of you guys. So.
Yep. Well, and the leader length, too, can be important. I've seen guys run leaders that are no more than a foot long.
Yep.
This one's a little bit longer, and I think it really depends on where you're at.
So I'll tell you what's going to happen right here, and this is what Lonnie's dad taught me way back in the day. Your leader length is going to depend on your current. Because if you have super, super fast current, you don't want a big-ass long leader, because what will happen is that thing will just freaking float your bait up, and you'll never
Your bait will be moving the whole time.
Yep, you'll never be in the zone. So if you have really heavy, strong current, I'll use literally like
6 inches.
a 10-inch leader.
And then once you throw your wraps around whatever you're doing, it usually shortens up a little bit.
I'll use really, really short leaders just to keep that thing down on the bottom. Yeah. Definitely not a circle hook. I like a hook that I can set the hook.
Now, I've fished with somebody who's swore on circle hooks, and we've lost so many fish. But the thing was, we landed a couple big ones. So I'm not certain if a lot of the bites we were getting weren't smaller fish. But I think there's a fine line in between it. It depends on what you're doing and how important landing the one fish is. I've seen circle hooks not work very well. And I've hooked a zillion fish on that and lost fish. So it's whatever your preferred is, but I have not done well with circle hooks.
Yeah, so
myself.
he says 80-pound with a 5/0. Typically, most people are 5/0. That's what I'm typically seeing. So
I think it depends on your bait too.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I like when I wrap a big bait on there, having a big long hook shank sticking
Garden
out of
Frugal
it.
uses a 7/0.
It depends on how the sturgeon are biting too. There's days that we see them rip it out of the rod holder. And I've done a lot of catch and release sturgeon fishing, but I haven't done a lot of the keep fishery. But there's days when they rip it out of the rod holder, and there's days that you catch an 8-footer on a bite like this. You're like, oh, is that a bite?
Oh yeah, the Lance or the
Sure.
When
Yeah.
freaking First Date came into town, that's how it was. If you guys haven't seen that video, you need to go check it out. We had a YouTuber First Date fishing in town, and he caught literally like an 8-foot sturgeon. And when it started biting, it literally, that's what it did. It was like this, just barely moving the tip. And he sets the hook into that thing, and it was like a 40-minute fight.
Yep.
It was epic.
But I like when I wrap a big bait on there to be able to see the hook shank sticking out. But at times, depending on how the fish are biting.
Absolutely, McLovin. We would love that. That'd be sick. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Yes.
But I think I think you should actually bring multiple sizes while sturgeon fishing. Have a couple different sizes tied up, because I think on a day with a finicky cold water bite, they'll suck in a bait a little bit easier without feeling the hook and stuff. And then a day when they're just on it and you need to make sure you're hooking them, go with a little bit bigger hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did McLovin say?
McLovin said he could make us a CNC plasma sign, cut us a metal sign out of Addicted, which would be sick. Hang loose, bro. Jordan's like a surfer, apparently. I don't know.
No, that's fishy, dude.
Yeah, I use 6 or 7 aught.
fishy.
So it seems like the consensus is, guys, I like a 5 aught, but anywhere between a 5 to a 7 aught is going to work good for you. And like Jordan said, maybe come prepared, have a good, elite
Maybe
board
just
side
2
of
different
it.
sizes.
Yeah.
One a little bit smaller for your sand shrimp setups, one a little bit bigger for those sardines and whatever else you're going to be throwing down there.
So let's talk bait. So what I want to talk about with bait, guys, is the guys that catch the most sturgeon, in my opinion, are the guys that use the right bait in the right times. So, like, I have guys that will tell me, like, all I use is smelt. Smelt works good. Smelt's the best. Well, smelt works okay when there's smelt in the river. Like, sturgeon are still, even though they're on the bottom just eating crap, they're still looking for things that they're used to eating. You know what I mean? So, I typically...
Truth be told, if they were eating crap, they would taste shitty.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon my English. But I think they eat a lot fresher bait and a lot fresher things than we give them credit for.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yes, maybe when they're stuck above Bonneville, it's one thing, but they're looking for a specific thing that's in season.
Yep.
Like Marlon's saying.
So a lot of times, like especially down in the estuary on these Astoria and the Wana power lines, guys, you can't do anything better than fresh sand shrimp and fresh anchovy, because you have anchovy coming in from the ocean and you have sand shrimp and all the sandy bottoms down there in that lower estuary. Another thing that works really good that people sleep on is clams. Clams work extremely well because a lot of those sturgeon in the estuary are literally feeding on clam beds. They go up into the clam beds in the shallow water, and that's what they're feeding on. Now, as you get farther upriver, yes, squid works really well. People like to use like that roll mop stuff or pickled squid, sturgeon candy. A lot of that stuff works really good, but in these estuary fisheries, I promise you, the guys that consistently catch fish down there and do really good, it's because they're using fresh bait. I have been out there and had my ass handed to me because I had two-day-old anchovy versus a guy that had fresh anchovy that he got that morning. And literally, it was Swanson. He finished his day limited. While he was passing my boat, he threw me a bag of fresh anchovy. First cast with fresh anchovy, we caught a keeper. So, like, it makes a big difference in that lower estuary having fresh bait. As you get farther up in the Columbia, I personally don't think it matters as much. We've done really good on sand shrimp. We've done good on anchovy. We've done good on herring. I mean, I don't think it matters up here as much.
No, I think it's irrelevant, but when you go above the dams, I feel like that's when the pickled stuff and all that stuff comes
Squid
into
works
play.
really good up there.
Yeah, but I think down lower, having the simple baits that like salmon are feeding on, that are easy to find too. That having the bait can be key when a sturgeon opener comes, and it's a mad dash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think it won't be quite as packed.
I gave away secrets. What secrets did I give away?
I think it's not going to be quite as packed this time because salmon fishing will be opening. You'll see some sturgeon guys out there who want to fish opposite of everybody else, But having just bait in general, like we've always done really good on herring. It's one thing we haven't really
So one thing
there's
I
herring in those estuaries right now.
I've seen this a lot. I've seen a couple guys talking about, but my favorite bait in the estuary down in Astoria is take a whole fresh anchovy, put a sand shrimp on each side of the anchovy.
Oh, the dino stick.
Yep, and just stretchy thread the sand shrimp on each side, and I don't know that there's a better bait down there.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. And again, you can do the same thing. And I saw RJ commented and said, save your clam necks. You can do the same thing with clam necks. Take an anchovy, take your clam necks on each side, stretchy thread it on there. Do you like how I did that? You like my sound effects?
I was going to ask you to do it again. You saw it, too. You saw it. It was coming.
Again, guys, and so you can call down there. I don't know the places you can call Tackle Time or whatever. There's local Astoria bait shops down there in the estuary where you can get fresh anchovy. It makes a big difference. It really does. the best stretchy thread on the market is made by Fishfield, in my opinion. What's it called, Clint?
Spider.
I don't know what it's called, but it's
called like
Fishfield one,
spider
and you get it- it's
spider
cheap,
thread or
it's-
something.
No, it's not
The
spider.
Fishfield stretchy thread is the best stretchy thread there is on the market. If you guys want to get stretchy thread, hit up Fishfield. Shout out to
Fishfield.
Fishfield.
And you get like 2 huge rolls for the price of one of the competitors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
And again, guys, sturgeon. Some days, I swear it doesn't freaking matter. Like it's like they're just chewing and eating every single bait.
You and
that
I
you
haven't
are.
fished a keeper sturgeons thing yet that did where it did not matter though.
We're fishing
We-
up here.
Yeah, like we needed it to matter. Oh, you
Yeah.
mean down there? I've actually never fished down there, so I have no pot to piss in.
No, down there it makes a difference. And you're going to see, like, if you pay attention to the guides that fish down there consistently, just watch the guys that are coming in every single day with 6 fish. There's a reason that that's happening, and I promise you it's all around bait, and then a lot of it is around mapping the flats that are down there. And I'm not going to talk about locations and all that because we don't typically do that here with Addicted, but I will give you guys some pointers when it comes to estuary fishing down there. Go shallow. Go shallow. Like, sometimes Cameron is going so shallow that it, like, scares me. Like, he's, like, trimming his motor all the way up and, like, going in, like, 1.5 feet of water. That's how shallow a lot of these sturgeon will go in that estuary. Again, because they're feeding on sand shrimp. They're feeding on clams that are in those beds. So, ghost thread. Yeah, ghost thread. Good name for it, too. Right there. Get it at Fishfield.
Great packaging.
Yeah. Red, white, and blue, baby. America.
It's $7.99 for 2 huge rolls.
Yeah.
Like they're big.
The spider wire stuff or the spider thread is like $15 for like one of those rolls.
And it's way smaller.
Yeah.
It's like half of one of those rolls or less.
Yeah. What else about estuary stuff? So,
Tide.
currents and tides, guys. So, one thing that'll help you a lot when you're down there in the estuary fishing, and I see a lot of guys do it, I do it myself, is bring 2 anchors. A lot of times, especially when I'm anchored on the incoming tide, I'll throw my first anchor out, I'll get tight to it, and then I'll throw my second anchor out the back and get tight to that and hold myself in place so I'm not just swinging around and moving around too much on that incoming tide. So make sure, if you can afford it and you can do it, bring 2 anchors. It'll help you a lot down there in that estuary fishery.
Even a drift boat anchor,
Yep.
anything.
That's what I use. I use a 30-pound drift boat anchor.
Yep.
If you have lots of money, do it the pop-off way, where you just throw the anchor and let the rope
Just
go.
Yeah.
don't even use the anchor. Just throw it away.
Yeah, just let go of it. Throw the whole thing in the water. Honestly, Neb,
That's polluting.
there's a lot of guides that I'd recommend. You know, Cameron from Gone Catching. You got Swanson Outdoors. You have Rayhan, which I don't even know the name of his guide service. Do you, Clint?
Oh, I'll pull it up. Yeah.
He's probably one of the best sturgeon fishermen down there because he lives down there and he just knows that fishery better than anyone. But the thing you're going to run into is most of the guys that are good, they're already booked. You're going to have a hard time getting with those guys. But what you can do is you can call Cameron or you can call, Swanson or any of the Addicted guides, and they will be able to put you with someone typically that they trust, that they know is a good fisherman and can get you on fish. No marlin sport fishing. I am not a guide, and I never will be. I don't have the patience. I'm too mean. I'm an asshole, guys. Majorly.
Confirmed.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm just kidding.
He's a big softy.
He is.
I am, but I'm really impatient with
Beginners.
just learning. Like I've known a long time ago that because there was a time in my life when I thought, man, it'd be kind of really cool to be a fishing guide. But then as I take people, the problem I have is if I tell you something one time and then you mess up like 3 times after that, then I just immediately lose my patience.
Yeah.
And I want to yell at you and I want to just ask Colt. He knows.
I've
He's got a
watched
lot
it.
of yelling trauma going on.
Yeah.
But now he's
Don't tell me anything I don't know.
But now he's
Yeah.
a killer fisherman.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll probably do a couple of combo trips, but I won't go out for just sturgeon. That's for sure. And it'll be in June.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So, tides. Did you hit tides?
I did. I started to talk on it a little bit with the anchors. So with the tide, so I was talking to you guys about the incoming on the anchor. So This is a good rule of thumb that I typically go with a lot of times, guys. What I'll do is, and this is, again, I'm not no sturgeon pro. I haven't done it as long as a lot of these guys have down there. Not in my own boats. I've fished with a lot of people over the years, but it's only been, probably the last 10 years that I've been going down there with my own boat. So there's guys that are a lot more experienced than I am at it, but a general rule of thumb when you're fishing down in the estuary for sturgeon is when you're on the incoming tide, typically I will fish shallow. I will be in the shallow water on the incoming tide, and as the incoming tide pushes in, I will move my anchor spot multiple times to shallower water. So I may start in 3 feet of water or 2 feet of water, and then as the incoming tide comes in and I feel like, okay, now I'm in 6 feet of water, I'll pull my anchor and I'll go try to find shallower water again. Because a lot of times as the tide moves in, these sturgeon will continue to move up onto the flats with the incoming tide. So you'll want to search for shallow water on incoming, and then on the outgoing, deeper water. So there's a few holes down the estuary, actually a lot of holes where you can get into 30, 40, 50 feet of water, 60, even 100 feet of water down there in a couple holes, or 70 feet, I can't remember. But some really, really deep holes down there. When you're on the full outgoing tide, when that stuff is just ripping, a lot of times those sturgeon will go down into those deep canals, into those deep channels, and be in the deeper water. So a good rule of thumb, if you're looking for fish on a hard ebb, hard outgoing tide, fish deeper. Incoming tide, fish shallower. And that should at least get you in the ballpark. Good, Clint? Anything else I need to cover? And again, guys, I have learned a lot of this stuff from Cameron and from Swanson and from some of these really good fishing guides that I've fished with for over the last 10 years, 15 years. So,
Are the weights maybe?
Weights, that's a good thing to talk about. So when you're using lead down there, guys, use pyramids. Literally, there's nothing that's going to work better. Don't try to use the round weights. You got to use pyramids because you're fishing typically sand, and you need those pyramids to just dig into that sand and hold you. And then I'll use heavy. A lot of times I'll use heavy leads, 8s, 10s, 12s, 16s. It's all going to depend on how fast the current's pulling in or pulling out when you're fishing. There are bank spots in the estuary, so if you're looking to fish down there, there are bank spots. It isn't hard to find them. Just drive down to Estuary and you'll see all the guys. There's only certain spots down there you can do it, and you'll see where the people are fishing, and yeah. Jordan, what size of the neoprene hoodie do you wear? XL, right? Or 2X?
I think just XL.
Yeah, I think it's XL.
Do we have any back there?
You got new ones, yeah.
I know. I figured they'd probably be sold before I get one.
They probably are sold out.
That's what I figured. Yeah, XL. XL, and I'm a big guy. Large, it is a tight fit shirt to begin with. So if you're like, I would go on the upper end of whatever size you think you are, because they're just designed to be tight. And if you have bigger arms and stuff, you're not getting your arms in a large.
Yep, that's a good. Tyra says use pancakes. I know there's some guys down there that will use those pancakes leads as well.
I thought he meant like break up a pancake.
Yeah, they're a pancake.
Some people use them on
Lance, like, no.
Yeah, those wire ones work good too. But dude, I'm just telling you, nothing works as good as a pyramid.
Just go big.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Scroll up real quick.
Sorry, I'm trying to find. I cannot find Rayhans, guys.
Don't scroll so fast. I saw a comment there.
Little Wig says, I got mine. The arms are pretty tight. Yeah, and be prepared when you buy those sweatshirts, you guys. They literally are.
Okay,
It's
go
a
down.
bodysuit sleeve. Like, it's not.
It's meant
It's
to,
not
guys.
that-
So
It's comfortable,
wetsuit.
but it's to stay warm.
the idea
It's
of
like
this
it's-
of the
and it
hoodie,
looks
guys,
good.
is it's literally it's like a wetsuit. It's got a wetsuit arm with a super comfortable warm hoodie.
They are for
center
fishing.
section.
You can rock them a little bit just into town and stuff, but yeah, they are for fishing. They're for cold mornings. They're for getting out there and staying comfortable in really bad
Dipping your
conditions.
hands in the water. You're never gonna
Yep.
have water going up your sleeves.
Yep, it's just for like these gnarly mornings and these hailstorms and stuff. They're a good sweatshirt to have on with a spring winter or fall fishery for sure.
So one last thing I wanted to touch on with the estuary fishery, guys, is when you're fishing down in the estuary, it can be dangerous. So if you've never been down there, if you don't know about tides, if you don't know about wind, if you don't know about weather conditions, please, please, please don't just go down there without any experience. Like, try to go with a buddy, try to go with a guide first. Try to really learn the fishery down there because it can turn nasty quick to where you're sitting there and it's like, oh, this is such a nice day. And then all of a sudden it's like, where are we? Like that.
Yeah, this way different. We preach this a lot in the summertime, but springtime, the weather is so unpredictable, even when you're this far inland. But down there, it can kill you easier than any other time of year.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. It can be really dangerous. So, again, guys, wait. If you ever see a really hard east wind, don't go fishing down there. I can tell you that right now. It turns so nasty, especially east wind with an outgoing tide is horrible down there.
Triple C Outfitters is right on.
Yeah, Triple C Outfitters. Great sturgeon guide down there. Freaking probably one of the dudes that knows it the best out of anyone down there because he lives down there. It's his backyard. So Triple C Outfitters is a good guide to hit up. Another thing that I just see right there is there's a lot of sandbars down there, guys. Tons of sandbars that you may be thinking, oh, I'm in 20 feet of water, and then all of a sudden it could be 2 feet of water. So, like, you really have to pay attention and know where the sandbars are, know where you're crossing. So, again, I can't stress it enough. If you have never been down there, go with a guide, go with a buddy, go with someone who's experienced, and really learn it before you just go down there and start exploring because it can be dangerous. And then scents. Man, I really like Sturgeon Frenzy from Procure. Sturgeon Frenzy is probably one of the best scents that there is. I love their squid oil. I'll use the squid oil a lot. If I'm fishing anchovies down in the estuary, I'll do a lot of sand shrimp oil. I'll do a lot of anchovy oil. Oil's all the way for sure. I always use oil for sure.
Isn't there sturgeon cocktail too? It's like
Yep, sturgeon cocktail works good. I've always done better on the Frenzy than the cocktail, but
one's shrimp, I think, and one's squid. I can't remember what the base is. One's more of a shrimp base though. It's probably the Frenzy.
dude, guys, another sleeper salmon bait or another sleeper sturgeon bait that people might get mad at me because they think it's a secret or something. Salmon bellies. Salmon
I don't think
bellies.
it's legal though.
What?
I don't know if you can use salmon as bait.
Really?
I'm not sure. Look into it. I may be mistaken.
I never use it because I eat my salmon bellies.
Yeah.
But I've heard people
Yeah.
talking about it.
I'm not positive if it's legal to use game fish as bait. It could possibly check into it. Check into it first.
Isn't trout a game fish?
Yes.
You can use trout for bait.
Yeah. Just check into it. I may be completely wrong,
Yeah,
but just so we don't throw any false information out there, you may just check into it before you use them. But I know, like in Alaska,
We say that all the time anyway, guys. Don't take anything we say and go out and do it because you better check your regulations. We are not fishing game. We're not wildlife officers. Don't go out
We try
there.
our hardest.
Yeah, we're gonna give you advice and tell you things, tricks. Again, like I like to smoke my salmon bellies, so I don't use them, but I've heard that they work really good.
Mm-hmm. I've just seen
Food fish is illegal to use as bait, so there you go. Don't
Yep.
use salmon bellies. And all the people out there telling people to use salmon bellies, better stop saying that.
Because even some of the outfitters I've worked in with in Alaska and stuff, the guides would always take salmon bellies and stuff out and for halibut bait, and it is illegal, even up there. So I don't know. I just don't think
That doesn't make any sense. People use salmon for crab.
Emphasize true.
People literally shove their crab pots full of salmon.
That could be illegal, but it's not for another fish. Maybe because it's for shellfish, it wouldn't.
Probably just some other
Yeah, there we
stupid-
go. Put that one. Yeah.
I caught the salmon. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want with it.
Yep.
It's my fish.
Yep.
So dumb.
Mine.
Sometimes I hate the rules that they make. They make absolutely zero sense.
They don't even know them.
They don't even know them.
And it's different state to state. I mean, maybe that's not even bait in Oregon.
Scott says it's illegal to even have WD-40 on your boat if you're fishing.
No, it's not.
I don't think so on that, dude. Okay, do you guys have any last sturgeon questions? Any more sturgeon questions?
True, you can use salmon eggs, but you can't use the belly? Interesting.
That's what I mean. I feel like that there's something going on there. Because a trout is a game fish, and guys legitimately go out and catch trout and then use them for lingcod. Cam does it every single year.
Well, him.
it
There goes your guide
game
service.
fish or food fish? And is there a difference?
Food fish.
Trout? You don't eat trout?
Food fish is salmon. On the state laws, food fish is salmon. Game fish is trout and steelhead.
Yeah, trout.
So
Interesting.
there you go.
So I guess it's illegal. You can't use salmon eggs anymore because you know.
No more homemade, bro. You can only eat it.
Brandon, I've never pumped my own shrimp. I have seen people do it. Looks
Nicolette
fun.
brought some
Do
home.
an episode on that.
Nicolette brought some home pumped shrimp the other day and caught us some fish. You guys will see that in an upcoming episode. Oh, speaking of upcoming episodes, Stay Fishy episode's up, guys. If you have another device you can watch on, or after we're done here tonight, be sure to go over and check out the new episode. I went to an incredible, one of my favorite places I probably filmed a Stay Fishy yet. Incredibly beautiful, and made a really badass meal on the kayak while out there catching fish. So, whoa.
Look at that Springer.
Gone. I saw them when I was
Go
taking
to
off the other day.
side cam. Right now, we have to show Brianna Zimmerman's Springer.
I saw them up there the other day.
Look at that thing. It doesn't even look real. Good job, Bree. That is a giant. That is a freaking monster. What's the biggest Springer you guys have ever caught? What's the biggest Springer? I think now's a good time. We should transfer into salmon. Talk some salmon.
Giveaway.
Do a giveaway.
Giveaway.
Okay, I'm gonna get some stuff going for a giveaway. I want to know what your biggest salmon is that you've ever caught. Comment below what's your biggest spring salmon, not fall. Fall doesn't count. Spring.
And you can say we've never caught one.
Clint, what should we give away? Dude, I think we should give away a whole freaking pack of size 6 Spanglos. Dude, just a whole smorgasbord of them from Yakima, and maybe a hat from Fish Fighter. Oh, how about it, boys? All right, guys, giveaway. We got a hat from Fish Fighter. Huge shout out to Fish Fighter, guys. These Fish Fighter, you guys have seen the products in my boat. You've seen the products in Cam's boat. We basically have been testing Fish Fighter products over the last year and a half, 2 years, seeing if we like them. That's what we do before we partner with companies. And now we are officially partnered with Fish Fighter. So we're going to be sponsored by Fish Fighter products. So shout out to those guys. We love all their boat products. We're officially sponsored by them now. So we're going to give away one of their hats. We're going to give away a whole freaking bag. Go to side cam, Clint.
Bum, bum, bum.
A whole freaking smorgasbord. I don't even know how many of them are in here. 12 pieces. That's all? It's like a lot more than 12.
Well, it's 12 packs of 3 products.
Oh!
Or
12 packs of 3 size 6 Spanglos. One of my absolute favorite colors for steelhead and sockeye when you can fish for them. This color works really good too. Yeah, so we're going to give away that and a Fish Fighter hat. So if you guys want an opportunity to win both of these prizes, all you got to do is thumbs up the video. Hit the thumbs up button, please, for me. I'm going to wait. I'll wait. Did you hit it?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Clint, how many thumbs ups are there?
stand by. Please hold. 10 minutes later.
10 minutes.
Some of the guys like, I don't know, maybe 20. They don't make it on the hook before they go on the barbecue. Love it. Got to eat them fresh.
There's 350 people watching on YouTube, only 234 thumbs ups.
Indespicable. Inconceivable. Excuse me. Wrong movie.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Did you like those Instagram shorts I sent you?
Yes, Brian K. We potentially will be working on a Fish Fighter discount code. We'll let you guys know. I hate that song. That's all over.
You sing it constantly.
I hate it.
You sing it constantly.
I hate
Did
it.
you like the one with the chihuahua
Yeah,
walking?
that's
Oh
hilarious.
God.
Okay, guys, again, if you guys want an opportunity to win a lot of Spanglos, this is a big pack of Spanglos. Shout out to Yakima Bait. A Fish Fighter hat. Thumbs up the video. Share it out there. Text message it to a buddy. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Reddit. Wherever you like to share things. And then drop a comment below. Whatever you want. I don't even care. Just whatever you want. Tell Jordan what you think about him. How about that?
Oh God.
Stand by.
Let's hear what everyone thinks about Jordan right now.
You would. What did you do? You just. It's all zoom. It looks weird now. What's wrong? What happened? You look a little. Ha ha.
Clint's so much happier when Cameron's not here. Do you notice that?
Yes. He's having fun. We're all having fun now.
Instead of just getting screamed at the whole time.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like says it's me, and it's not. It's like I'm like pretty nice to Clint. It's freaking Cameron that's harsh.
I'm really nice to Clint. Really nice.
That was weird.
Who thinks we should film an episode in Clint's plane?
Yes. That's why I'm so nice to Clint, because he has a plane.
Yeah, now the truth comes out.
That's not. I haven't even been in the damn thing or in the hangar.
I almost mauled Jordan at the Sportsman show.
Ooh.
Oh, my.
Stay fishy, Jordan.
Right on, guys.
Thank you for everyone that is liking and sharing. Clint, how many people? Scroll over, please. Thank you, sir. When are they going to start phasing out lead in general? I have no idea. Hopefully never.
Fishing or mushroom hunting this weekend? Damn good question.
We're fishing.
Yeah, Marlon's got the weekend off, so I got to fish. But then Monday, back to mushroom picking.
Nope, you got to work.
I got to work. Trout. Do you need to go
You
trout
have 3
fishing?
days off this week, bud. More?
What did it say?
More kisses, please.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Clint, let's pick a winner. Who do we got? Who's winning it? There it is, Mr. Keith Mail. Keith Mail, you just won yourself some Yakima bait spingles and a Fish Fighter Richardson hat. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won these 2 prizes, and we'll get it shipped out to you. Appreciate you. Congrats on winning, dude. Been seeing a lot of new names. Okay, Jordan, you're up. Talk salmon. I covered the entire sturgeon setup, so.
Yeah, right, dude. I gave the whole hand model thing. Well, where are we talking?
I don't know. What are we talking?
Big River
Salmon.
starting?
That means Columbia, so.
Yes. Now, is there any tributaries opening with the Columbia opener? Do you know?
I mean, there's tributaries that are already open
Yeah.
right now, but no, there's no other. It's just a Columbia.
I guess everything in Oregon is open.
Yeah, it's.
But you know, there's a lot of really cool options right now for tributary springers. It's that beautiful time of year on a year where we actually have some. There's what?
Exactly my thought, Amacat. Exactly my thought. Columbia is open for springers, and you guys are talking about picking vegetables. Exactly. Same reason Cam gets mad at me. Cameron will say the same thing to me. He'll be like, literally, it's springer season, and you're out freaking picking up pieces of bone on the ground.
A guy can only stare at a stick for so many freaking days in a row, going like this. Okay, so if you, to each their own. Go have your fun and love it. But I'm gonna do what I like to do too. So
yeah. But you better bet your ass that we're gonna be out there springer fishing too.
Yep. And with like I've been joking this year especially, and I don't disagree with the 1 fish limit. I think even on good years, you don't need more than you can carry out away from the river. You know what I mean? Especially a lot of people talk about opportunity. I don't get to go as much, but still, these are very valuable fish. There's a fish that a lot of money goes into producing across a lot of states. And if everybody gets 1 a day, that's just the way it is, you know. But I always joke and say everyone's a hero with a 1 fish limit, because that's pretty, you know, for most guys, them and a buddy, they go out and get 2 fish. Hell yeah, that's great. But you can't sit there and throw out reports that fishing is better than it's ever been, because you know what I mean. Because you're not getting a chance to really tell what's going on with the fishery if you're only allowed to hook and land 1 a day and you go home, and you're not supposed to keep fishing. I try not to. I quit salmon fishing because there is a lot of guys out there trying to get them. But as the Columbia opens up, if it's 53 degrees, it could be a 360 and bait show.
It's going to be 360 for sure, but I think it's going to be anchoring.
Is it that high?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been watching.
Yeah, I think the guys that are gonna really mess up the springers and the salmon are the dudes that are good at anchoring and the dudes that are good at plunking. So if I had one thing to pick, again, I don't know because I haven't been out there in a little bit, so I'll judge it when I first get out there to see what I'm gonna do. But I think you're definitely gonna want to anchor fish and you're definitely gonna want to plunk.
There's a plunking question right there.
Yeah, I almost think we need to do a whole feed
Out there.
plunking for salmon.
Take kayaks.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be great.
But we need to do it soon because these guys are going to miss out on the opener. So
Well, we can just do it in the afternoon on Saturday. Film
Yeah.
a video. Or, well, no, because we could do it. It'll be open enough to go on Wednesday, correct?
Next one.
That's
yeah,
what I
we'll
mean.
be able to go next Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a really cool live feed next Wednesday. Good idea.
We just have to find some more good service. We always freaking run into. Do it right now.
It's usually
Matthew, the problem is we can talk a little plunking. I can definitely give you guys some pointers, but I really need the stuff.
Yeah, we need stuff here.
Like,
It's
I
such an
really-
elaborate setup, the way Marlon does it, and the way the guys who are effective do it. I can't tell you one of my. It's like it never really fails. You talk to a lot of people that's plunk in general, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've never caught one." They just like to go fishing, and
That
that's
was
their
me for
opportunity
years.
to go. That's it. I've never even considered plunking or even thought it was going to be fun until I went with people that had it done. We were doing it right.
So this is
And
what
it's
happened to me.
all set up base.
I'll give you guys my little plunking story. So for years, me and Lonnie and all my buddies, plunking to us was we're gonna throw a rod out just so we can throw a rod out, but we're gonna sit down here and drink beer and like barbecue and eat food.
Yep.
And hang out with buddies and throw the football around and do whatever. That was plunking for years. Until I fished with a group of guys they used to call themselves Team Dusky. Some of you guys may know who they were. They fished a lot of the Columbia, fished a lot of the trip, a lot of the areas around here. Shout out to Cameron Westfall if he's watching this. I know how good of buddies you are with
I'm
him.
not shouting him out. I don't like the guy. I'll tell him right now.
But anyway, he taught me.
Yeah.
So when I really started learning how to plunk, I was fishing with those guys, and I'm someone who's always gives respect where respect is due, and I can honestly say like I learned a lot of things from those dudes on how to just be hyper effective when it comes to plunking. And the thing about plunking, to be really, really good at it, is you have to maximize your opportunity. So if you're going out there and you're casting one weight with one setup, good luck. Because you are probably not going to catch very many fish, because that's what I did for years and it never paid off for me. So if you really, really want to get effective and good at plunking, what you need to do is you need to go to our YouTube channel and you need to just look at all the plunking videos that we've made on there. We probably have 4 or 5 different tutorials about plunking. There's some spring Chinook plunking tutorials that Swanson made. There's triple spin glow plunking tutorials that I made. There's triple wobbler tutorials. Every plunking tutorial that you could ever want is on our YouTube channel right now that will show you everything that you need to know to get out there and be really, really effective plunking. But again, like I said, you got to really maximize your opportunity. If you can fish 3 hooks, fish 3 hooks, fish 3 baits, fish 3 spin glows, because why not? That's where you're going to have the best chance at catching these fish. So.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Yep.
But like I said, head over to the YouTube channel because there's some really, really, really good plunking tutorials out there on the YouTube channel. But what I think most guys are going to be doing, like I said, is plunking or sitting on anchor. Again, I feel like we need to just do a whole plunking live feed where we just go over the setup. We've done them before.
It'd be a convenient Oilers opportunity
Yeah.
for people. So.
Because again, it's really hard, guys, because you have the setup is so elaborate. It can't even be like. It's
Well, we
gotta
don't
be
even have
shown.
enough time to do it,
No.
to be real.
Yeah.
But I think then, so you don't think the Tides are going to be cohesive with running any sort of
I
trolling
don't know.
setup?
Let's see what the river's doing.
it's high and the Willamette is puking mud.
Yeah, so you're screwed. Look at this. This is the Columbia. I mean, it's way high. So no, I don't think trolling is going to do great. And I can tell you right now, Cameron literally texted me today and said, "Get your anchor boats ready, boys," when they announced the opener season. So again, I'm going to tell you, if you're going out and you want to have an opportunity at these fish and you want to do good, just like Clint said, you're going to have low visibility because if you're fishing below the Willamette, it's going to be puking brown. And I lost my complete train of thought.
High.
Yeah, it's very high. It's super high, super muddy, a lot of turbidity. If it was me, I would be sitting on anchor or I would be plunking for sure. These fish are going to be in shallow, so if I had to give you some tips, just literally don't be afraid to fish 8 feet of water, 10 feet of water, sometimes 6 feet of water. Like, don't be afraid to go in really close into the bank to find where these fish are running, because when the water's high, these fish are trying to take the least resistance that they can. So all of them are going to push into the bank, and they're going to use seam lines and try to take the least path resistance. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, BMAX says 10 to 15 feet, 11 feet. There was a year that we had a spot where we were flatlining. We were just flatlining killer fish. No weight, no nothing, in 4 feet of water. And wrecking them. Catching way more fish than most people. And so, again, you can't be scared to and you know how we found that out was our side scan on our Hummingbird. So a lot of times when we're sitting on anchor, I'll have my side scan on and I'll watch the left or the right side of the boat. And if I see one side of the boat, fish by me all the time, I'll pick up my anchor and move to the left, or pick up my anchor and move to the right in the lane where those fish are. You should start his own YouTube channel, Pacific Plunking. No. But I am going to start my own YouTube channel eventually. Eventually. Scent. She wants to know scent. You cannot go wrong, and it may be like a shameless plug. Addicted Salmon Blend, guys. We designed Addicted Salmon Blend for these Columbia River fish. So if you're out there on anchor and you're fishing killer fish, get some Addicted Salmon Blend gel and put it on the butt of your killer fish. Put it on your wobblers, put it on your spin glows. It works really, really well. Also, Bloody Tuna Anise, one of my favorite scents from ProCare, works extremely well. Anything tuna. Salmon just love freaking tuna. You can't go wrong with tuna.
What about garlic? Or is that more of a summer?
I don't use much garlic in the spring. I use a lot of garlic when the water temperature warms up. It's typically when I use garlic, but you never know. Try it.
I never use it because I can't stand the smell.
Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it.
I use the power eggs. Garlic power eggs work really good.
Yeah. Yep. So another thing that you guys can do, guys, if the water's high, which Cam was doing the last few years on. Oh my God.
Did it again. Something Cameron was doing the last few years.
Something Cameron was doing when the water's high is actually back trolling. So you can get jet divers and you can back trolling. You can back troll herring on flats and basically position your jet divers out to cover massive amounts of water and still fish effectively and be able to fish herring. You can basically use a whole herring on an anchovy helmet. Works really, really good. You have to be skilled. You have to know what you're doing to fish it effectively, but sometimes Cameron will make everyone out there look bad, myself included, with those jet divers. So.
And hopefully maybe you have one of those limited edition pop-off plugs.
Yeah.
Or one of Cam's.
Oh, I'll be fishing those for sure this weekend. We'll be having the addicted. It'll be all addicted plugs. Whole spread. Oh, I'm excited for that, dude. I can't wait to just see a...
Yeah, right?
It's my favorite.
It's been a while.
I love killer fish takedowns. It's my favorite. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But I might plunk, too. Real effective.
Mm-hmm.
Real good. Real good, boys.
Have a fire that way.
What?
Fire and shelter that way.
That's true.
Without sitting in the boat.
That's
Get
true.
rained on.
Have a fire, have a little canopy. Have a little
Place to cook. Since I don't know how to cook, apparently.
I can tell you one thing. I've eaten a lot of this guy's food, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you don't think Jordan knows how to cook, kick rocks. Clint, when should I plant my garden?
Too
late.
late.
You should already planted it?
Never.
Well, I would say yes normally, but then we got a damn
I'm so
cold weather.
serious about it.
Clint, do you plant a garden every year?
Next.
Do you do one batch of pico de gallo every year?
Next question. Jordan did get a new boat. We need to do a boat tour.
Yeah, we will. We're hoping to get it wrapped, but we
Yeah.
just haven't had the time to do it yet. But
we need to do
I got Little White now.
Little
First
White.
it was the T-Rex, now it's Little White.
Pretty soon it's going to turn into a little black.
Yep, Little Black with mountains.
I think we need to put little on the side.
Just little space.
Yes.
Maybe just my face, like.
Your face as big as you can get it, just like that. Call for a good time.
Yeah, it's good. Killer. That's one of these.
Yeah.
Jordan, are you still canning salmon?
Absolutely. I haven't canned any Springer because it's just I'm scared to.
What have you liked your favorite recipe with the moi poi?
Moi Poi was good with the steelhead. The steelhead does not can as well. It cans good, but it does not have the full body flavor as salmon
You should try
does.
canning a Springer.
Nah, I'm scared to. I just want to eat it fresh and smoke it.
They're so good.
I know. I got a gift of some yesterday, so I'm gonna eat it and we'll see. But I'm just like I'm new to canning, so I don't want to mess up and have a jar break or like waste any piece of.
Well,
fish.
Jerry that's all Jerry used to do, but he would smoke it and then can it, and it was freaking unbelievable.
You got to try mine right now. It's gonna melt your face off, dude. You're gonna eat it this weekend. I'm gonna bring all.
Don't
the
can
fixings.
Springers.
That's why
I've had
I'm
it.
scared to can Springers because I have. And again,
When
I'm
you have a lot of it, though, who cares?
well, I can't say I have a lot of it. I'm caught quite a few, but not enough. Then it's only been one a day. If I was catching 2 a day for a week, heck yeah, I'll be playing. With
I've
it.
had canned salmon Springer multiple times.
I got about
and it's
25
freaking
pounds of
amazing.
smoked right now, and I'm feeling pretty proud of that. And I got a couple of
Yep,
pieces.
right there. Cold smoke the fish for an hour and then can it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Amazing.
You almost cry.
Yeah.
Choking on drool. He's drooling thinking about it.
Yeah, I would agree. I like putting dill and garlic in mine too.
I gotta try that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep. I wonder what happened if you put cucumbers in there with it too. Cucumber and garlic.
You guys smoke your Springers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Big time.
The best smoked fish you'll ever
I'll bring you
have.
some next week. I sat next to the last fish I smoked. I got one from an Eastern Washington trib, and so it was extremely high quality. And I sat next to the smoker the whole time and watched it in my garage chair, just to make sure it didn't go above a certain temperature. And it turned out so good. It just, oh man, I think I'm gonna go home and eat it right now.
Didn't bring me any. Unbelievable.
We'll get it this weekend.
Okay, guys, any last minute questions here? We're going to do one more giveaway and then we're going to call it a night. It's my bedtime. I was up at 3:30 this morning, unfortunately,
Yikes.
and I went to bed at 1.
When did you catch your
I got
first fish?
2.5 hours. Literally, as soon as it was light enough to see, I got one on a twitching jig.
Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah.
I haven't started.
And then we fished for freaking
I was gonna
3.5 hours
I
and
haven't
didn't catch
I
another fish
haven't
until
fished.
like 10.
I haven't started my day springer fishing earlier than 8
The
o'clock.
thing is, though, dude, is we had 5 or 6 other opportunities that just didn't. We should have had.
Plugs, huh?
No. Like they
Or
were
just
biting
came
weird.
off.
No, they were doing this thing where they would like grab it and they would start to pull it under, then you'd start to reel, then they'd let it go.
Small.
No, dude. No.
Stick. Bottom.
No. No, I know what he's saying because the last few fish I caught on the same river, first bite Jacob got completely. He swung on it, came back with no bait, and we're all like, "Nah, that was a fish. That was a fish." Put a new bait on of a different kind. Very first cast,
Got it.
got him.
Yeah.
Same spot.
It sucks. We had a fish today, so it took us a while to find them, to really like find like the majority of the fish, like where they were kind of like potted up. Once we do, we get in the hole and we hook like 3 immediately. Like boom, boom, we lose one, freaking another one like jumps, and then we had like snag one on a bobber on it. Like how the hell does that even happen? Jeff's bobber drains and frickin' boom, and it's like snagged. So there's a lot in this hole. Then we hook this other fish. We still don't have our limit. We've like just had all these things happen that it's like we should have had our limit already, and we just haven't, right? Then we finally find these fish in this hole. We hook this fish. It like burns us. It just takes us out of the hole, and it takes us like 3 more hours to find fish again until we get our last fish. So, and we parked trucks at like different areas on the river so we could like hop shuttles if we needed to. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. Fun times. Fun times.
One more fun times tomorrow.
Yes, sir. All right, Clint, let's pick one last winner. I'll get a giveaway going here. Let me find something first. Let's give away some tough line. How about that? All right, boys, we're going to give away a hat from Okuma Fishing. Got a hat from Okuma Fishing. We're also going to give away a 200-yard spool of 25-pound Tough Line fluorocarbon. Again, shout out to Okuma, shout out to Tough Line, a couple of our sponsors. We appreciate them, and we love their products. So, Clint, pick a winner. Pick a winner, pick a winner, pick a winner. There you go. Oh, Mr. Michael Chapman with the Dylan Garlic comment. Michael Chapman, you won yourself some fluorocarbon. You won yourself an Okuma hat. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know what you won, and we'll get it shipped out to you. And absolutely, good luck. Who all is going to go salmon fishing tomorrow? Who's watching? Who's going to head out for the opener and go catch some fish? Well, one last little question before we get out of here. Who's going out there? Who's going to be out there fishing tomorrow? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Good luck to all right here. Working Class Fishing Podcast is getting out there. Not open. Idaho's getting boned. Yeah, sorry, Idaho. Striper and trout tomorrow. Nice. Taking out the big boat. Nice. Work. I know. I got to work too, dude. I won't be able to fish until this weekend. I got to work the next 3 days. Who taught Jordan how to fly cast?
My dad, and then I figured it out quite a bit more. Honestly, just time. Phil Black helped me a lot. My good friend Phil Black, you guys have seen him in episodes. He's a professional fly casting instructor, and then a lot of it has just been trial and error.
Cool. All right, Clint. We already got the winners, right? We're good to go, huh? All right, everyone. Thank you again so much. We appreciate it. Do not forget, if you guys want to get the Short Bus Chrome flashers before they sell out, I'm assuming they'll probably sell out by tomorrow. So if you guys want to get them, make sure you head over to the website tonight, get your Short Bus flashers. Also, we have Addicted Trout floats back in stock. We have Steelhead floats back in stock. There's a lot of stuff that you guys have been asking for and commenting on videos and Instagram, asking when we're going to get stuff back in stock. A lot of that stuff is back in stock now. So make sure you guys head over to the website, get some shopping done. Don't forget, down in the description, there is a discount code that you guys can use on the website. So if you guys want to take advantage of that discount code, it's in the description. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the river.